Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another first Descendant video. So earlier today I managed to clear level 3 of the Onslaught Mode beta with a Luna and another VSR. I was playing the Frost Bullet VSR. So I wanted to share my thoughts on this beta of the Onslaught and give some feedback, things I would like to see and what they could potentially do to improve this. Now overall I actually had a lot of fun. I enjoyed this a lot more than I expected. And my main issue is with the visual clutter. There is just too much going on the screen. Now, with the latest update and the patch, they removed the option to hide the explosions. And I think this was a weird decision. Maybe there's some technical reason for this, but they did acknowledge this in their April known issues. So it is getting fixed in the next patch, maybe next week. So that is good at least. So it's not too bad over there. I don't know why they removed it. Anyway, so visual clutter needs to be reduced. There's just too much in terms of the damage numbers, the status, and your skills are also doing a lot more effects, if that makes sense. So in the future, I'll probably hide the damage numbers and things like that, but some of the visual effects, they need to tone them down. The second thing is the bullet spongy nature of the enemies. So you have tyrants, you have these commanders, and those guys are absolutely tanky. In the later stages, they also have shields on them. So that was very annoying because if you forget to go in with a Veil Analyzer mod on your weapon, you are in big trouble. So yeah, I think they need to look into that as well. Have the fight be more tactical. Instead of just giving them a lot of HP, have an option where you can perhaps use your turrets more strategically, like bait them into the turrets and the turrets will do more damage. And speaking of the turrets, maybe more defensive things, something that can trap the enemies in one spot for a while and you can do more damage. Because at the moment they have something that slows them down, the sentry thing, and then they have the turret that does damage. And also an ability to repair them would be nice because at the moment I think only Eugene can do that. So repairing them, leveling them up, and they do more damage. You have maybe another turret that does more damage to elites. Then you have one type that does more damage to the smaller enemies, something like that, just to add more variety and more strategy, I suppose. So that would be some of the things they could consider. Now, regarding the way they have set this up, I don't know if it will be the same once we get into the full mode. But at the moment, they have level 1 with 7 waves, level 2 with 10 waves, and level 3 with 10 waves. I think instead of having 3 sets of levels, they should have it in a continuous 25 waves or something. And have it so that wave 1 is very, very easy. And then by the time you get to wave 24, 25, it's nightmare difficulty. Because at the moment, once you finish level 1 and level 2, nobody's going to play level 1 and 2 again. Everybody will focus on level 3. This will be another similar situation to the Void Erosion Purge because we have 10 stages of the Void Erosion Purge. And when we need cores for our weapons, we go and repeat stage 10 over and over. Nobody's running stage 7 or stage 4 or stage 6. So they don't want that to happen because people wanted endless waves. And I think this would be a better way of just having continuous waves and then keep an option in between where people can leave like you have with the special operations. And also I would like a little bit of a pause in between. So once you finish 3 waves, give us like 20 seconds to gather ourselves, maybe put a crystallization catalyst if you have reached level 40 or something. Because at the moment you hit the ability thing, you have 3 vulgar ships in the air and everybody's just charging in. So yeah, something like that would be handy as well. Overall, I think the length should be around 30 minutes. I think that is ideal. Any more and it'll just become too much and a bigger commitment. If you look at other games, let's say like a Battle Royale, for example, Apex Legends, a match would end in about 20 minutes. So I think 20 to 30 minutes, I think that is the sweet spot. Any longer, and I think it'll just be too big a time commitment for a lot of people. Then we have the reward. This is like the big one. What could they do in terms of rewards? At the moment, they've added research time reduction. I think that is a very good idea. They should also increase the XP that you get from here, maybe give out more useful resources, and have a situation where even if you fail after 9 waves, let's say, you should still be coming back with a lot of useful things instead of all or nothing with this one. And as for the final rewards, at the moment it seems they are leaning more towards the Ancestors modules, but they could also add some other things like paints would be useful. They tend to give away paints with ETA 0, so giving away paints could be useful. Giving away random blueprints, that could be handy as well, but I don't know if that would work because, again, most of the people attempting this would be endgame players and they probably have everything. But maybe you can select a random blueprint for a weapon or something, or a Descendant, or you get some dog food to level up the dog, something useful. A crystallization catalyst, I would love that as well. Like you complete it and you get a choice between a crystallization catalyst and some paints or something else. So because just random sprays and things like that is not going to cut it, in my opinion. And also with amorphous materials, we will just roll them 3-4 times and it will be wasted. So a reward should also be something interesting and not just a few things, like a lot of different things, so that people can focus on that. They could even have skins. They have skins for the Colossus, the Abyss Colossus. Maybe they could have something unique here, like something that looks like one of the tyrants here, like that, like the bumblebee that they have over here, and the spider they have. Something like that could be useful. Maybe not for you, but even your fellow or something like that. I'm just coming up with random things. But yeah, more rewards, more reason to play the game. And for the solo mode, I feel like they could add a tutorial type thing in the solo mode, like clear 3 waves solo and make it like a tutorial. And then once you clear that, only then you can go into public matchmaking. I think that would simplify the issue with randoms as well. Like everybody would know what to do, things like that. Again, I'll be happy to try this out, but unless the rewards are satisfying enough and there is a good enough reason to play this, I think people will be bored very soon. So yeah, those are overall my thoughts on this mode, Onslaught Mode Beta. Overall, I liked it, like I said, a lot more than I was expecting. So that is good. And yeah, it's fun. And if done right, I think it can be pretty interesting and a good addition to the game. So those are my thoughts. I'll go and rest and give my eyes a rest because this was insane with all the things happening on screen. And also regarding the visual stuff, I did not like the third stage, let's say the nighttime Fallen Theater in Kingston. That was just too small an area and too dark at night. And it was just very painful. And 1 or 2 of those tyrants were just impossible to kill. I managed with these 2 players that I had and ended up with like 41 billion damage. I don't know if that's good or not. Let me just show you the end screen. Now, surprisingly, it took us a lot of time to take out the Colossus at the end, the final wave. I think it must have taken us at least 5-6 minutes or something just to take this guy out. And that is why you see the time is 35 minutes, which is, I think, a little too much. I've seen other people clear this in like 28 minutes or something like that. Overall, I don't know if 41 here is a lot or too little. Yeah, and I don't know the trophy things as well. But overall, I liked it. I see a lot of potential here. They need to keep working and tweaking it. And hopefully this becomes interesting and people can, enjoy this mode. But yeah, let me know your thoughts as well. Thank you for watching. See you next time.